All right, everybody. It's Tuesday. Starting a few minutes later than normal. A lot going on right now, as I'm sure everybody else does, but it's Tuesday. So we'll go through the newsletter here and just some of the things that are important to keep in mind this week. We got our K Clubs, we got our Rookie and our Entrepreneur of the Week, as always, for both nominations and winners. So I'm super excited to see so many people running through the K Clubs. I was taking a look at some of the stuff, and gosh, people are flying. Some people are just flying right now, which is really cool. But whether you're in Ontario and you just got a whole bunch of new restrictions, or if you're outside of Ontario and you're trying to get through a whole bunch of different things right now, it can feel like the deck is sometimes like stacked against you. What's going on, Emma? Good to see you. So, and again, I think that's a normal piece of running a business, and it doesn't feel great. But what I think about that is like a couple things. One, you can't sometimes you can't go under something, sometimes you can't go around something, sometimes you just got to run right through it, and that's kind of where we're at right now. We're gonna do it safely, I understand, but in all reality, there's no way but through on this one. So hey, Brenner, how's it going? I think for me, it's one of the things that you signed up for, right? Like a lot of people in the interview process ask, what's the biggest thing you learned? And one of the biggest things that I learned as we went through this is what it actually feels like to have to deal with the real shit of running a business. And that's where we're at right now. Yes, we're in COVID. Yes, I understand things are maybe not as maybe exactly the same today as they will be in a few years from now, but there's going to be a different version of COVID at some point. I mean, I don't think I'm that old. Maybe you guys are like, who's the old guy that jumps on here on Facebook every week or what have you, or is out on your job sites or is doing whatever. But for me, I've been running a business for 15 years. This is my second already major event. I went to the U.S. in 2009 to help expand our business into Boston. I went into one of the hardest hit areas and the worst economy since the Great Depression. I had no idea what was coming, right? It was just happened, right? You got to kind of run through the middle of it. I also think, now we have COVID. I feel pretty darn good. I'm tired and I've got a level of being overwhelmed, but I'm also going this is what it takes in this moment to get to move forward. So there's always options. And I was talking to my wife about something else that we processing through a bunch of just different stuff right now. And one of the things that she said is that a lot of other people, businesses, will crumble. The nice thing that we've learned as part of what we're doing is that the automatic reaction is how I'm going to find the way through it. And that's such a huge piece of confidence. So there's no other options right now. You got to stay legal. We're going to stay safe. But in Ontario, there's personalized flyers, there's lawn signs, there's social selling. I got a really cool email. I'm booked with SJ. So SJ, I got your email about emailing all of your book customers, letting them know that you are legally able to operate this year. You're going to be doing the job and you're going to be safe and all these other things. And then asking them for a referral because you've got some restrictions right now. And you want to run your business and keep growing it and you want to help serve the community. I thought it was an awesome email. So all that stuff, there's options. That's the business owner mindset, is being able to get after it and figure it out and work your way through it. Doesn't mean it's not easy. Or doesn't mean it's easy. Doesn't mean it's not tiring and challenging. And I think it's a big piece of it, though, is trying stuff and working and having some actions. There's lots of people taking action right now. They're getting results. One of the biggest things that I learned is when you hit a crisis. Last year, I think back to 2009, and it's a pattern for me, but one of the biggest things that I learned is when there is a crisis, when there's something going on, the people that actually get out of it and often are in a better position than when it actually started are the ones that take action, even when that action is not necessarily the easiest to go and do. So that's my thought as you go into this week. That might mean that you're dealing with exams. That might mean you're dealing with COVID restrictions. That might mean a whole bunch of other things. But at this point, you're running right through it. So some housekeepers just to keep in mind, COVID screeners. So that's a really, really big thing this year. It's new for those that have been around, but a COVID screener, all of your employees, yourself, me, everybody, top to bottom, customer have to do a screener this year. It's just helping to keep us safe and honestly helping make sure you're doing things right if there ever were to be an issue. So I'll take a screener every day. Your coaches will take a screener every day. Franchisees, regional managers, you'll take a screener every day. Window cleaner crews, again, it'll come out through text. So if you're working that day, take the screener. If not, ignore the text. I know it might be a bit of a bit of a nuisance to get a text message every single day about COVID screener, but with that said, safety webinars as well for your crew members, for franchisees. If you haven't seen it before, 4S will also come out. 4S is the online version of all the production orientation safety that you do. We have a third party basically validate your learning after we go through that. There's also a payroll session coming out this Sunday. So Sunday, April 25th, with Alex Bierzowski, the guy who does all of your payroll stuff, going through the payroll forms and basically fielding an open Q&A if you need anything. So that's there. And then boot camp, shifting it in Ontario to May 3rd start. So next week is basically now going to be a warm-up week. Talk about what that actually means. Very directive on things you can do to get ready for boot camp. Putting flyers out, putting signs out, really getting rolling. But then May 3rd, we're basically going to push everything back 1 week. You will have production, so don't freak out if you've got production. It's going to be a slightly adjusted situation because you're probably going to have more production in boot camp, honestly, than I would have liked to see. But you're not going to go break commitments to customers and push everything off because we are legally allowed to produce, so we will do that as well. So just some updates there. Again, tech updates. Client Tether 2.0 will go live this week. So again, continuing to make some adjustments there. Make sure you take that and go through that. And then just, again, the brotherhood and sisterhood of the traveling GoPros. There's a whole bunch of different stuff that Clarissa's putting together for that. I think it's going to be super fun. We're going to see a whole bunch of stuff. Brenner, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. And thanks, Clarissa. I see you jump in. So that's Eastern, Brenner, 2 p.m. So I guess it'd be noon your time on Sunday. So we're going to go K-Clubs. We're going to go Rookie of the Week and Entrepreneur of the Week nominations, winners, and then we're going to get back at it. So, again, we're going to this will be the last week of the 10K Club. So for those that are part of the 10K Club, congrats. This will be the last week as we roll through it. Erica, I'll answer that right. I see a question. How's the app looking? Not great. I'll be super direct. Like, it's looking, and I say it that way in the fact that, of it being fully functional. That said, we're trying to have it be a really cool digital estimator for you in the short term. So that's what we're going to shift it to in the very, very short term. And then it will eventually connect in. So just honest and direct, the app is not looking great. Physically, it looks pretty good, actually. It's kind of a sexy screen, but it doesn't do anything right now. So what we'll do is we will have it, we're working on it again, being basically a mobile estimator for everybody. And then the next step is connecting it into Client Tether. It's a little bit more than we thought with that one. So K Clubs, 10K Club. We're going to kick that off again. This is the last week for the 10K Club. Big boys and big girls, end of April. Here we go. We got to get K Clubs are growing, and and we're going to move into some of those. So we're going to start off with Dammy at 10K Club, Akil, Kayla Wilson, Christoph, Connor Kozak, Josue, Austin, Sukman, Jamie Mara, Saleh, Talver, Allison Blaine, Alex Sims, Nathan Egan, Jeremy Wilson, Eric Blanley, and Charles Phillips, all in that 10K Club. 15K Club, John Douglas, Vanessa Douglas, Amrit, Mark Wonko, Aiden Clark, McLeod Wilson, Nash Wasad, Sam Taylor, Chase Buchanan, Alex Sawyer, Pierce Baker, Will Keever, Diella, Sergio, Alex Kolnick, Adam Mikowski, Daniel Clapper, Tigra, Matt, Lily Nagel, Brendan Bowler, and Simone Flynn. Type is pretty small. There are a lot of people in there. Like, even get the goggles on. I'm still trying to have to squint on some of those. Kicking off 20K Club, Aiden Scott. Sorry about that, Aiden. Slada, Max Kolnick, Samto, Braden Hudson, Carissa Juan, Peter Dirksen, Liam Duff, Ryan McNally, Joy Higgins, Daniel Batoon, and Nigel Nielsen. Great job, everybody. 25K Club right now. We got Wes McDonald, Austin Udy, SJ, Brandon White, Lachlan, John Beaton, Lucas, George Larmont, Noah Sloan, Tarek, and Jatesh. Awesome job, everybody, in that 25K Club. 30K Club, Megan Moore, Noah Asbridge, Juan Barrera, Will Hall, Connor Evans, Braden Fleury, Adam DeBat, Talia, Muzz, and Cole Olford. Awesome job, everybody, in that 30K Club. 35K Club, Amy Nugent, Micah Van Stone with a big week last week, Zach Irvine, Oleg Pack, Henry Bourdain, and Emily Doe. Great job, everybody. 35K Club. 40K Club, Mr. Joel Warner, Mr. Brenner Murray, Jamie Schultz, Mr. Jamie Schultz, and Mr. Io. Awesome. Good job. 50K Club, Ben Seeley, Himanish, Ruben, and Colin Harrell. And that 50K Club. Halfway to the century mark. Halfway there. 60K Club, Erica McAllister, Emma Seed, Binney, and Matt to Catch. Awesome job, everybody. 60K Club there with, again, 3 big businesses that are moving. Good job. We're going to skip 70K Club right into that 80K Club with Mr. David DeFrancesco Marino. Well done, my man, in that 80K Club. And then 115K and counting. Kian and Alex. You guys are hanging out in the club together. I hope you guys have a beverage in hand. You deserve one with where you're at right there. So those are your K clubs. Great job, everybody. Again, we put these out here so that if you're struggling for something, you know exactly where to go to. The people that are getting things done that you're trying to get done. It's the whole point of the CP fam. Rookie of the Week nominations. Here for a second time in a row, our winner last week, Mr. Chase Buchanan. Another solid week, coming in at another $5,000 book. Consistency, huge. Noah Sloan with a nomination there. 31 estimates, $5,600 booked, of which $5,000 is external. Super great to see that and that external moving, Noah. Eric Blanley, $7,600 booked in PCs in week 2 of the business. Amazing, great job there, Eric, getting that momentum rolling. Matt Tkach, no stranger here to the rookie noms, but 6K booked, 2K PC, 4K external, 31 estimates. Great job getting those in, Matt, before we get stuck there. Austin Kimbrell, $5,800 in external, worked for a second large commercial job. Great job, Austin. Gabriel de Guzman, huge from Gabriel last week. Again, you got your full team hire for the summer. That's huge. And you booked $5,500 in PCs. Big contribution there too. And then Julia Moore booked $4,300 and hired an awesome crew member in one of your first weeks in the business. Super well done. And I think I just saw Harman Singh jump in. Harman, good to see you in here. So again, just in time for the Entrepreneur of the Week nominations. So Entrepreneur of the Week, first one goes to Micah. So Micah squeezing oranges like we talked about, but man, you got the juicing going there at 62 estimates last week. $14,000 booked, of which almost 13.5 of that was external. Really well done. Daniel Batoon picking things up, $8,000 in PCs booked this week. Great job, man. Really good to see it. Henry Bourdin booked $7,500, 90%. All external. Great job, Will. Great job. Just some awesome momentum with your marketing team. Really cool to see you building on all that stuff that you did last year. Zach Irvine, $8,400, second week in a row to over $8,000. 60 estimates completed. Zach, awesome job, man. Really well done. And you've passed your total sales from a year ago. I mean, that's just the benefit of being a senior, right? Like it's April 20th and you passed where you were a year ago. David DeFrancesco Marino booked $9,000 in business. 4,500 external in 2 days, man. It's a great job last week. Love to hear how you're doing it. Again, for those, actually, I was thinking about that. I said, people that were in the restrictions, if you're in Ontario, you're getting estimates done, share it. I'd love to hear how, so we can get that out to everybody. And Emma, you booked $8,000 last week. You puts you at $65,000 and counting. Just again, once you finish your exams, can't wait to see what you do. Just gonna put it down, I am sure. So the winners this week are, the Rookie of the Week goes to Mr. Eric Blanley, $7,600 booked, second week 2 in the business. Awesome job, hired a team, just killer way to join it, man. Great job, Eric. Love seeing just like hit the ground running and go. Great job, Eric. Congrats on your Rookie of the Week. And our Entrepreneur of the Week goes to, was sniffing it last week, but Entrepreneur of the Week this week goes to Micah Van Stone. Micah, awesome job. Entrepreneur of the Week, just a comeback week. 62 estimates last week. Talk about a big one, almost $14,000 booked in external. So $13,500 booked in external. Really well done squeezing those oranges out there in Sask, man. Great job. Good to see. Birthdays this week. We got Vanessa Douglas, Charles Phillips, Eric Blanley. Dude, happy birthday. The 20th. Big win. And Pierce Baker. Great job, everybody. I'm glad to see everybody out there, and really cool just to see people doing things right now. We were talking to somebody earlier today, and they were talking about how frustrating it was to watch somebody. They basically rebranded CERB into an EI program, and it's just really cool to see people out there just taking control of their own destiny and making their own luck. So congrats, everybody, on the progress you're making. The only thing that will hold you back from making progress is not doing anything. That's like the surefire way to not get any results, is to not put in any energy. So let's go, everybody. It's time. It's the end of April. Homeowners want the work done. We got to do it safely. We got to figure out how to get to them safely. We have competition that's out there. If we don't get to that customer, somebody else will. So everybody, let's go. Have an amazing week. We'll talk to everybody soon.